I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing all right.
So what do you like about Kamala? What kind of policies and whatnot do you appreciate from her?
I just like her overall, get fucked by Dean. You got fucked by Dean, get fucked. Get fucked by Dean, get fucked, get fucked, get fucked. No, I'm joking. Have a great day, though.
Okay. All right, a little bit of a cornball. Got a jokester up there, so we'll bring up the next person. I'm trying to pull up someone out right now, but sometimes the people don't connect. So if this person doesn't connect, I'll pull up someone else. Give them one more minute to see if they connect. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with, some of the stuff that Dean does, but tell you what, he's a good debater. A little passive aggressive, I think, but I mean, he's a good debater. Nolly, I'm trying to pull you up right now, but it doesn't look like you're connecting. So I'm going to pull someone else up right now. If you want to join back in the box, then I'll pull you up. I'll pull you up after the next guest to try and see if we can talk. Alrighty.
Hello?
Hey there, how's it going?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Doing good. Who's that in your profile picture?
Well, that's Gojo.
Okay, I thought so. I didn't recognize him without the things over the eyes. I've not watched. Yeah, I've not watched it yet. So what's going on, man? What do you like about Kamala? How do you request up? There should be a little button at the bottom of the screen you can tap on. Bottom right, I think.
What I like about her?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't really like nothing about her, but I like I like her here. But, like, she's not that good as a president. I say we vote Trump. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
All right, I agree with you, but I'm mainly trying to get people up here with opposing views, and I don't got too much longer left in the night. So I appreciate you coming up here, man. Okay, bye. All right, I appreciate that, dog. But yeah, I'm mainly looking for people of opposing views. I talked to Dean for so long. I'm not sure who's been in here for a long time. Hey there, how's it going?
Hello.
What's up, man? What do you like about Kamala?
Yeah, man. Well, like, I can tell you, but I guess I just have a couple questions to ask beforehand, right? So, more or less, just like piggybacking off of Dean, right? Like, what are you looking to get at here? Like, I can prove to you why Harris is a good candidate, or even a better candidate than Trump, right? And like, again, anything I could tell you you wouldn't be able to refute it, but you'd still vote Trump.
That's not the case. I mean, we're so close to the election right now that, yeah, I'd say for the most part, my mind is made up. But I do watch her stuff, her rallies. I watched her at the DNC tonight. So it's not like I'm not interested in what she has to say. I've said before, I think a lot of people look at parties like, they're just supporting their team or whatever. But I don't like to look at it like that. I think it should be based on whoever is gonna run the country best. It's not about picking a side like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I'm not disinterested in what she has to say. I'm not opposed to her being the better option or anything like that.
No, I understand that, right? But even like your own view, right? The things that you're like particularly looking for in the country, Kamala could possibly do it better, right? And I could probably demonstrate that to you. Like, I'll say this, right? Like, you called Kamala like a communist.
I did not call her a communist, dude.
Okay, well, you said she has like her economic policies have like communist tendencies, right?
I said based off of her economic policies, people have been worrisome of the policies in relation to communism and comparisons to it.
Okay, so how, like, would Trump be a communist as well for imposing a 20% tariff on China?
Is what? in regards to it.
Would Trump have like communist tendencies since he wants to impose a 20% tariff, like 20% tariffs on certain countries?
Can you educate me on how that relates to communism?
Yeah. So, well, you're like Kamala has like communist tendencies because she like government intervention in like the market, right?
Yeah, I guess in regards to the price ceilings is what a lot of people have had problems with in regards to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you know what like a tariff is?
Yeah.
What are you confused on? I'm a bit confused here. Like, is a tariff not government intervention when it comes to the market?
Yeah, but it's not domestic. It has to do with in regards of foreign trade.
Yeah, well, that still comes into play, right? Like okay, well, again, I'm not me personally. I'm not a capitalist, right? But if in here I should be able to.
Well, then it'll be hard for me to. It seems like your view's already set.
No, well, in this scenario, I'll demonstrate. I'll be a capitalist, right? Like, I should be able to outsource or buy or trade from whoever I feel like would benefit the most for my business, right? And if that's China, then it'll be China. But again, the government is fucking with me. So again, Trump must be a communist.
No, I don't see the correlation.
See, okay, again, neither do I, right? And that's why I don't think Kamala has communist tendencies either. I don't think either of them do. But it's just kind of silly to say that, again, Kamala has communist tendencies while Trump is doing the same thing. Like, there is government intervention with Trump as well, right? Like, and also government intervention doesn't necessarily make you a communist. That's not even what communism is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking in regards of what I have seen a lot of reports on and what I've seen a lot of people complain about and compare to communism. So I'm looking.
Wait, also another thing, I have people saying that like I'm pro China. China is one of the biggest like buyers of like Trump properties, right? Like they've spent like $4 billion on Trump properties. I'm pretty sure. Which is just kind of funny, right? Like Trump's like anti-China or whatever, but he's one of their biggest buyers and shit, But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Like, continue. But you said like it's just stuff that you've personally seen, right?
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that I'm seeing a lot of people make the comparison and have the complaint because of the comparison they're making. So what I guess I'd be looking for from you to bring up is how they're incorrect, because I've seen a lot of people compare it to price ceilings and stuff is stuff that was put in place in Cuba and in the USSR and in other communist nations. So if you
look, I'll say this right, and again, I'm kind of gonna like piggyback off of Dean. You're saying what you're going off what other people are saying. I don't know what other people are saying. You're kind of like making like vague generalizations. I'm asking what you personally believe in. You're saying you've heard other people. What exactly are they saying? And I'm not saying this because like I don't believe or anything. I just feel like it's easier to like refute or like I guess engage with, right? Like you're saying other people are like comparing it. Like I want to know why and how they're comparing it to like those countries you just listed, right?
They're comparing the how or why is because of the price ceilings, because that is stuff that was implemented by countries that were communist. I mean, I'm not speaking on specifically what my views are on the subject. The point was that I'm bringing up a lot of concerns from people, and I was looking for an answer to their concerns. Hello? still with us? He might have disconnected or something, chat. I'm only trying to be live for a few more minutes, though. So I'd like to be live long enough to wrap up this conversation, but I don't know if I want to pull up a whole nother person. Phone might have died. Oh, maybe. Yeah, if he doesn't come back in a second, that might be it for tonight. Give him a couple more seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hello, I got a phone call.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, so you're saying like her price ceilings were like, I guess, in communist countries, and that can kind of be related to communism, right?
Yeah, I guess. So I'm looking for.
Do you think like the way they were done is the same, like, at all?
I mean, they're the same kind of thing, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're yes and no, right? So like, she put like a price cap on insulin, right?
I believe that was actually introduced under Trump. It just happened to be passed under the Biden-Harris administration.
Oh shit, man! Trump might be a communist then, dude. Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Well, personally, I think there's a big difference.
No, exactly. No. They're actually the same though. Like the level, like the price ceiling, they're not completely the same at all when it comes to like the communist countries that that you mentioned. Like they're way too small to be even like to be mirrored. You know what I mean? That's why, again, like you're saying you read this or like you heard it from what other people are saying. I feel like again, if you just like reference who these exact people are, it would be easier to like engage with, right? Because like how exactly, like, again, they can compare like how much it's capped and like et cetera. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I apologize. I'm probably not using the correct rhetoric. I'm not the most like versed, but still, I feel like it doesn't take like the most educated person to speak on this. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in regards to me personally, I think that there's quite a big difference in regards to regulations between medical costs and expenditures compared to the cost of other goods and products.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, how so?
Yeah, so I mean, especially when you consider the fact that America pays so much in regards to medicine and medical necessities, that's not at all something I'm for. You almost like every other country pays less for the same medicines and same operations and stuff like that. So lower cost on specifically medical stuff, I'm not against.
So like food, right? Like eggs, you're not against, but when it comes to medical,
well, I mean the difference between
she's not price gouging like PlayStations, like, you know that, right?
Yeah, so the difference between the cost of certain produce and foods is, as far as I'm aware, not as drastic as the difference in cost between like stuff like insulin and other medicines in the U.S. compared to in other nations.
Yeah, so like, but I don't even know how to explain this. So like, because again, you're saying you referenced it or like you heard it from other people, like the countries you mentioned, right? Like, if I feel like, again, if whoever told you this, wherever you're seeing this from, like how like price ceilings worked in those specific countries can be related to like here, because it really cannot be, right?
Seth, are you a bot? Everyone says you're a bot, man. I don't think you're a bot.
No, I don't think I am either, man.
I hope so. Seth say I am not a robot.
I'm a bot. I'm actually a robot, dude. I'm AI. I'm Chad GBT. I'm Gronk. I'm literally Ultron, honestly.
I can't win this. I'm gonna get cooked now. But yeah, I mean, there's look. I mean, I'm saying this is stuff that I'm seeing from everyday people or whatever on social medias. Of course, I'm not going to remember the names of.
No, I understand, right? But okay. I'm gonna ask you, right? What there's again? I don't even know how to explain this. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't think there's any distinction between what Harris is doing in socialist countries that you mentioned? Do you think it's one of one?
No.
So I truly, because again, right, it's not the ceiling itself it's not comparative to those other countries you mentioned. So I don't see it. And again, even if it was, that doesn't necessarily mean it's communism, right?
Yeah, I'm not claiming that the policies and stuff that she's running off of right now, that if she were to win, we would become this communist state.
No, I understand that. I wouldn't even do you disagree with it? I'll just ask you that.
I mean, from what I've seen, I would be inclined to be honest. I would have to look more specifically. Like I mentioned earlier, I've not.
Wait, why do you disagree with it?
Well, hold on. Like I mentioned earlier, I've not specifically read through her whole economic statement or plans. And I'm not sure if there is somewhere where I can read through all of it. If there is, I'll try to check it out when I can. But if based off of what I've seen in regards to it, the reason that I would be inclined to disagree with it is because of the comparisons that have been made in regards to it, and how it seems similar to what was going on in past communist nations. And I wouldn't want, at least it's the main thing I'm seeing people say is that it's a big step in that direction. And of course, historically, communism hasn't fared very well. So I wouldn't, I'd be inclined to be against economic policy that could be a step towards that direction.
I completely get where this is going now. I have work at in 5 hours. I'm gonna go to bed. But if I'll follow you.
Wait, where's it going?
Huh?
What do you think? What do you mean? What point do you think I was trying to make?
No, well, so you're saying again, because you said you haven't read up on her policy, and then you're saying you're seeing what other people are comparing it to, right? So it's
That's why I'm saying because I haven't read it, I would be inclined to be against it based off of what I know of it as of right now.
Do you know anything about it?
I know about the
you can be it's fine, right? I'm not trying to undermine your intelligence.
I know.
It's just a genuine question, right?
I know about the price ceilings. I know that she's misstated price ceilings as price gouging. And in regards to other economic stuff, I'm familiar with the no tax on tips thing that she's brought up.
I'm more or less okay. And I'm not saying this because you're stupid or anything, right? But I feel like you should read up on her economic policies and just policies in general.
Yeah,
and then
it just came out pretty recently, so.
Well, I understand that, right? But okay, you're 19, right?
I'm 18.
18. Okay, I think I've seen your lives before for a couple days now, right? So again, if you're gonna, especially when it comes to topics like this, I feel like you should be a bit informed, right? When it comes to Trump, right? Whenever like that, right? New policies and nothing. I'm pretty quick, right? Because like I feel like it's really important. Like it's election season, right? You know, kind of a bit rudimentary, but you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Like I feel like there's really no point if you haven't read up on her shit yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get the argument. I mean, there's, like I said, it's just come out recently. I've been busy, and the.
Okay, I understand, man. I get it. I'm not trying to, like, you know what I mean? But I do have to go to bed soon. I don't really have the time to explain everything, but I'll come back, like, another day. Tomorrow, shit. I don't know. I'll drop you a follow and all that. But
Yeah,
you have a good one, bro.
Yeah, I just try to be live as often as I can, so whenever you see me on, feel free to join.
Hey, man, thank you, dude. You have a good one.
All right, have a good night. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen any of my prior lives, I think every live before my last one or my last two, I had a different thing. This wasn't my header. It was instead, why shouldn't I vote for Trump? And then I switched over to this one just to see how it would do in regards of viewership. So, I mean, it's fared better. So that's why I've kept with it for tonight and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the whole point isn't for me to be out here. Like, I don't blindly follow like Trump or anything. And the whole point's not really for me to be out here like fighting for him. You know, the thing isn't Trump is the best presidential candidate of all time or anything. It's, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm specifically looking for why is Kamala good, and then I am giving my rebuttals on what the people have to say and stuff, and if there is a good enough argument, then I'd be in, you know, I'd change my views, or even if, like, because typically stuff has been brought up that I wasn't knowledgeable of, or stuff that I hadn't heard of, and then I look into it because I always try my best to look into everything that into everything that people bring up to me, especially if it's stuff that I haven't heard of before. So I mean, there's been stuff that you know, people bring up, and then I look into it. So yeah, I mean, that's the main reason of these lives, so that I can be more knowledgeable. I try my best to be as knowledgeable as possible, of course, but also for everyone in the live, and of course for everyone to have a platform. But I wanted to. My goal for bedtime was 11 minutes ago. So yeah, I'll be live as often as I can for the next, we got like 70 days.